Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is safe and secure in their homes. So, today we'll be learning a lesson, a chapter known as a lesson for Nakul. The boys of class 6 came out of the exam hall. How did the maths paper go? I asked Akash, who was waiting outside. So, I finished all the problems, though it was quite a tussle, replied Tarun, the monitor of the class. So the story begins of a scene from the exam hall. The boys of class 6th, they come out after writing an exam, and there's a character called Akash, a boy called Akash. He is being asked by another person who was waiting outside, how did the maths paper go? So we come to know that the exam was of mathematics. So a person replies, it was so and so. It was okay. And he finished all the problems, but it was quite a tussle. Quite a tussle means very difficult. It's an idiom. So it was replied by Tarun. He was a monitor of the class. Nakul came in just then. He looked depressed. What's up, Nakul? Maths is your favorite subject. Akash was surprised. I decided to answer the tough problems first and leave the easy ones for the last 10 minutes. But they took more time than I expected, so I couldn't finish 2 questions, Nakul replied. There's one more person called Nakul. He comes inside. Nakul comes in and he looked depressed. He looked very sad. So Akash was very surprised looking at Nakul like that and he asked, what's up? Like maths is your favorite subject, so what's wrong? So Nakul replies by saying that he decided to answer the tougher problems first and he thought the easy ones he can finish in the last 10 minutes of the exam. But the tough problems took more time than he had expected. So he could not finish 2 questions and that's why he was depressed. Never mind, it's not the final exam. Write faster next time or set your watch 10 minutes ahead so that you can answer all the questions. Akash consoled him. Ha, it's easy to say that as you don't have to worry, Nakul retorted. Akash was a new boy. He had joined the boarding school almost at the end of the first term. So Akash tries to console Nakul by saying that it's okay, don't feel sad about the exam now. It's already gone. So it's not the final exam also. So don't worry, you can do better next time. You can write faster next time, or else you can set your watch 10 minutes ahead so that you can finish all the answers. He tries to console him. So Nakul gets irritated and angrily he says, it's very easy for you to say that don't worry, but you don't know anything. So Akash was a new boy in that school and it was a boarding school. And he was a late joiner. He had joined at the end of the first term due to some reasons. When the room was silent that night, Akash woke up suddenly. He looked at the next bed and saw that Nakul was awake. What's the matter? Akash whispered. I have made a terrible mistake, Nakul said. Now, that same night, the room was silent and Akash woke up suddenly. And when he woke up, he looked at the next bed where Nakul was sleeping. When he saw there, Nakul was awake, he was not sleeping. And Akash whispered, he said softly, because others were sleeping around. So he asked very softly, what's the matter? Like, why are you awake? And Nakul says that he has done a terrible mistake. What's the mistake? Asked Akash. I am sure I have forgotten something. I think I have either written my name or my roll number on the maths answer script. Nakul mumbled dejectedly. Oh, is that all? I thought something awful had happened. Akash was relieved. Look, it's just 9:30. Sir is sure to be up. Let us go and see him. You can explain what's wrong. So Akash gets worried and he asks, what have you done? What is the mistake? So Nakul, very sadly, he says maybe he has written his name or his roll number on the maths answer script. I think I have forgotten something. He's not sure. He's still thinking about the exam. And Akash looked relieved. He looked calm and he said, "Oh, is that all? I thought something awful had happened. I thought something bad must have happened." Then he tells him, "Look, it's only 9:30 now, and sir is sure to be up. He must have not slept. If you are so doubtful of your problem, let's go to him. You speak to him and say what is wrong. Explain to him." "You are coming too? Thanks." Nakul looked relieved as the two boys crept out of the room and walked to the master's study. Mr. Burgess was startled to see them and listened to Nakul's stammered explanation. He unlocked a drawer and went through the answer scripts. "You have written your name and roll number, Nakul. You panicked unnecessarily." He watched them leave his room. Listening to his response, Nakul was so happy and he's like, "You are coming too? Thanks." He was so happy, and those two boys crept out of the room. They went slowly out of their room without making any noise, and they walked to the master's study room. The master's name was Mr. Verghese, and he was shocked to see them at this time, and he listened to Nakul's explanation, like what was wrong with him. Then he unlocked a drawer where he had kept all his answer scripts, and he went through that. And then he responded, "You have written your name and roll number, Nakul. You panicked unnecessarily. You're simply panicking, don't worry." And then he watched them go out of his room. Soon the exams were behind them, and the next event the boys looked forward to was the school's annual day. As Nakul was tall and well built for his age, the master chose him to play an important role in a drama. "Help! I have got to learn so many lines." Nakul groaned. "I will help you to practice till you're word perfect." Akash grinned. Now soon the exams were done, and the next event in their school was the annual day function, and everyone were looking forward for it. Now as Nakul was tall and he was well built for his age, he had a good personality. The master chose him to play an important role in a drama. And again Nakul was tensed, and he said, "Help, I have got to learn so many lines, I have to by heart them." So Akash just smiled and he says, "I will help you to practice till you are word perfect, so you don't worry, I'll help you out." Nakul was glad for his generous offer, and with Akash's constant rehearsals soon learnt his lines. "I hope I won't forget the words." Nakul looked tense before the curtains went up. "Don't worry, the words will come to you easily," Akash encouraged. Nakul was very happy for his generous offer, that Akash was constantly helping him, and with his help he soon learned all the lines by heart. And on that day again he became tensed before the curtains went up, before the show. Again he was like, "I hope I won't forget the words." Again he became nervous. So Akash encouragingly he says, "Don't worry, the words will come to you easily. It will come automatically. You don't have to worry." To his surprise, Nakul found that he actually enjoyed his role. "Thanks, Akash. You are a real gem," he said warmly. "I am glad I could help you," Akash replied. The next day, the students were taken to a picnic spot. "It's sure to rain," Nakul grumbled gloomily. Now, to his surprise, Nakul found that he actually enjoyed his role. He was very happy. He finishes his show and then he thanks Akash. He was so happy and he says, "Thanks, Akash. You are a real gem." And he said it very warmly, very softly, very caringly. And Akash again says, "I'm glad that I could help you. I'm happy." The next day, the students were taken to a picnic spot. So after the annual day function, the next day was a picnic day. So he says it's sure to rain. So again he was thinking negative there. No, it won't. The sun will come out soon and the day will be fine, Akash declared and looked at Nakul. Why do you always look at the dark side of things? He said. Don't be a wet blanket all the time. Nakul felt annoyed and walked away to join the other boys. He refused to admit that Akash's judgment was correct, as usual. The day did turn out to be fine. In spite of this, Nakul found himself unable to enjoy the outing. Was it because of his tiff with Akash that he found himself unable to enjoy the outing? Thought Nakul, who was hidden behind some rocks as he overheard his masters talking. So Akash says to Nakul, no, it won't. The sun will come out soon and the day will be fine. You don't worry. It is gonna be a perfect day. And then he looks at Nakul and he says, why do you always look at the negative things? Why do you always think negative? And he says, don't be a wet blanket all the time. What do you mean by being a wet blanket all the time? It means someone who is spoiling the enjoyment of a situation, who always thinks negative and dampens other people's joy. So Nakul gets angry, he gets annoyed and he walks away and he goes and joins the other boys, leaving Akash. And he refused to admit that Akash's judgment was correct, as usual. And it did not rain and the day was fine, it was perfect. And in spite of this, Nakul found himself unable to enjoy the outing. He couldn't enjoy the picnic. So Nakul started thinking maybe it is because of the fight that I had with Akash. That's why maybe I'm not able to enjoy. All these thoughts were coming to his mind and he was sitting all alone. And then he started hearing his masters talking. So he was somewhere behind some rocks and he overheard his masters speaking. I admire that plucky little fellow, Akash. He's so cheerful despite his lame leg, said Mr. Vargas. You are right. I have been watching him and really marvel at how courageously he faces things, agreed the games master. Do you know, he's always ready to help others. We could certainly do with more boys like Akash, Mr. Vargas remarked. His cheerfulness in the face of difficulties is proving to be a good example to others. I heard from the headmaster that Akash was keen on joining the school as a boarder, though his parents were reluctant to expose their only son to the rough and tumble of boarding school life. So Mr. Vargas, he's telling, I admire that plucky little fellow Akash. So he's talking about Akash there. And he's like, he's so cheerful despite his lame leg. Lame leg, that is, unable to walk without difficulty as the result of an injury or illness. So it is affecting the leg. So he was limping, hobbling. So he was talking to the games master and he too agreed and he said, yes, you are right. He faces things. So he too was very happy with Akash and he says he's always ready to help others. That's such a wonderful thing about him. So Mr. Vargas continues. He says, yes, we need more boys like Akash in our school. His cheerfulness is something that will affect others. It becomes a good example to others. And I also heard from the headmaster of the school that Akash was keen on joining the school. He wanted to join the school as a boarder. But his parents were not ready to send him to the school because they did not want their only son to face the roughness of a boarding school. Nakul looked thoughtful when he heard all this. He recalled the numerous times when Akash had gone out of his way to help him, though he could have easily looked the other way. Times when he, Nakul, had caught a fleeting glimpse of pain in Akash's eyes when his leg hurt and he thought that no one was watching him. Nakul admitted to himself that Akash's cheerful, positive outlook was like a bracing tonic which influenced his own way of thinking. He also admitted that his constant grumbling must be irritating to someone who liked to look at the bright side of things. Now Nakul, who was listening all this, he heard all this and he started thinking. He recalled all the times when Akash had helped him. He had gone out of his way to help him. And at times when Nakul had seen pain in Akash's eyes when his leg used to hurt, and still Akash would make everyone think that nobody is watching him and he would act normal, that everything is fine. But Nakul could see that pain in Akash's eyes. He started remembering all those moments. And then he admitted to himself. He agreed that Akash cheerful, positive outlook that he has, it is a wonderful way of thinking and it has influenced him. Nakul started admitting that his constant grumbling, saying that everything is going to be wrong, thinking always negative, might be irritating to someone who is always looking at the brighter side of things, who always thinks positive. It might be irritating for them. The next day, Nakul saw Akash among the spectators at the football match between classes 7 and 8. Come on, Rahul! Get the ball and pass it on to Deepak, who's nearer the goal, Akash yelled encouragingly. I am sorry for leaving you in a huff yesterday. Nakul touched Akash's arm. It's okay. Friends again? Akash smiled. So the next day, they were in their school and there was a football match between the classes 7th and 8th. Akash was somewhere in the spectators, in the audience, and he was cheering and he was shouting, Come on, Rahul, get the ball, pass it to Deepak. And he was encouraging them. And Nakul goes to him and he says, I'm really sorry for the fight that I had yesterday with you. And he touched Akash's arm. And Akash just smiled and he says, It's okay, friends again? And he was so happy that he is back. I admire you. Despite your handicap, you are always cheerful. Doesn't it hurt that you can't join in the games? Nakul asked. It did hurt at first, Akash confessed. And I was very touchy about it too, till my grandma told me, no one wants to weep with you if you are always sad. Lonely you will never be if you are brave and glad. Search the clouds. You are sure to see a gleam of light will follow. Though today is grim and grey, remember there is tomorrow. I realized then that I couldn't go through life with a chip on my shoulder, that others in the world are worse off than me. So I decided to spread cheer in my own way. Akash explained. So now Nakul says, I admire you. Even if you're handicapped, you are always cheerful. So Nakul asked Akash, looking at all this, why you don't feel bad that you cannot be a part of it? So Akash says, it did hurt at first in the beginning. Yes, it did. And I was very touchy about it too. I would feel a lot about it. But then my grandma, she told me something that changed my thinking. And what did she say? She says, no one wants to weep with you. No one wants to cry with you if you're always sad. No one will be with you. You will be lonely if you always see the negative things. But you will never be lonely. You'll never be alone if you're brave and happy. And search for the clouds. It's not always that it will be dark. There will be a gleam of light that will follow. Somewhere between the clouds you will see some opportunity. And even if today is sad, depressing, it goes very slow, remember that there is always tomorrow. So your sadness is temporary, not permanent. If there is something bad going on with you today, tomorrow there will be something better and it will be good. The bad won't continue. It is just for some time. And then Akash says, I realized that I couldn't go through life with a chip on my shoulder. I cannot depend on someone. There are people who are far worse than me. So I decided, that is Akash. He's saying I decided I can spread cheer in my own way. I can spread happiness in my own way. Maybe I cannot do all that which a normal person can do, but I will try my level best. So it is us who has to think how we want to live our life, whether think and cry about all the sad things that has happened in our life or enjoy every moment. I do hope you have understood this lesson. It's a beautiful lesson with a beautiful message. In case you have any doubts, you can please comment below, and keep watching and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.